choose something you're very passionate about, and don't try to chase what is kind of the hot passion of the day.
Work hard, like, every waking hour. That's the thing I would say. Now is the time to take risks.
Well, by far the best investment you can make is in yourself. But it's just hugely important. And if you invest in yourself, nobody can take it away from you.
Everyone, at the end of the year, is working on their New Year's resolutions. They vow to lose 10 pounds, read more books, or pick up a new hobby. But let's be honest, that's the typical mediocre approach. Resolutions are often wishful thoughts that fade by the second week of January, leaving people feeling frustrated and behind. Instead of making yet another mediocre resolution, what if we looked at how highly successful people, billionaires, magnates, and impactful entrepreneurs actually start their years? There is one habit that stands out among the likes of Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, and other ultra-successful individuals. Goal setting. Not just writing vague goals like, I want to be rich, but clearly defining what they want, why they want it, and how they plan to get it. This script will walk you through exactly how to set goals like a billionaire for 2025, grounded in the classic principles that have helped the world's top achievers. In the words of the late, great personal development legend Jim Rohn, don't set your goals too low. If you don't need much, you won't become much. If you're tired of simply hoping next year will be better, you've come to the right place. This is about taking the reins, having clarity of purpose, building unshakable momentum, and charting your own success path. By the end of this script, you will see that goal setting isn't a chore or a quick afterthought. It's an art form, the essential blueprint for a fulfilling life. Let's begin. Goal setting is a common enough phrase, but it's critical to understand why it's so powerful. Billionaires don't rely on luck or wait for the universe to give them a cosmic pat on the back. Instead, they leverage clarity and direction in everything they do. Jim Rohn used to say, goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. There's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. Inspiration, belief, and action form a triad that leads to success. Inspiration kicks off your journey. You read a story of how one person started their tech company in a garage and ended up a multi-billionaire. You realize greatness is possible. Belief fuels your progress. It's the conviction that your dreams aren't whimsical fantasies, but legitimate targets you can achieve with the right strategy. Action cements your destiny. Without it, neither inspiration nor belief will carry you far. Consider the story of a young Jeff Bezos. He didn't start Amazon on a whim. He carefully studied the internet's exponential growth rate in the early 90s. He didn't just say, I'll sell books online. He planned extensively, set growth targets, broke them down into smaller goals, and took massive, focused action. The result? One of the world's most influential companies and a personal net worth that soared into the stratosphere. That's the power of robust goal setting.
Best decisions in business and in life have been made with heart, intuition, guts, not analysis. When you can make a decision with analysis, you should do so. But it turns out in life that your most important decisions are always made with instinct, intuition, taste, heart. I cannot invent and pioneer if you cannot accept failure. To invent, you need to experiment. And if you know in advance that it's going to work, it is not an experiment. And so that's a very important thing. They are inseparable twins, failure and invention. And so, it's always embarrassing to fail, but you have to say, no, that's not how this works.
But into the stratosphere. That's the power of robust goal setting. Every year, we hear people talk about their New Year's resolutions. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to save money. I'm going to finally read War and Peace. These are often well-intentioned, but lack the framework of real goals. 1. Resolutions are usually vague desires. I want to lose weight. Could mean 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or 50 pounds, and there's no clear timeline or method. 2. Goals are specific, measurable, time-bound, and aligned with your values. A real goal would be, I will lose 30 pounds by June 1st, 2025, by hiring a nutritionist, joining a gym, and exercising 5 days a week. Tony Robbins once said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. That difference between I want and I will is crucial. One is wishful thinking, the other is a statement of commitment. When you think of setting goals, like a billionaire, the first thing to realize is that billionaires think big, exponentially bigger than the average person. They follow what author Jim Collins calls BHAGs, or big, hairy, audacious goals. These are the kinds of targets that excite you, scare you, and force you to grow. Elon Musk didn't say, I'll make a decent electric car. He said, I want to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, and launched Tesla. He didn't settle for, I'll build a rocket one day. Instead, he said, we'll colonize Mars, and started SpaceX. Oprah Winfrey didn't just say, I'll have a TV show. She thought about shaping culture, conversation, and uplifting millions of viewers for decades. Her goals went beyond her personal gain. It was about creating a platform that impacted society at large. These examples illustrate a fundamental principle. If you don't challenge yourself, you'll stagnate. As Jim Rohn liked to say, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. The bigger the goal, the more you have to become to attain it. By 2025, you want to look back and see that you've done something truly remarkable, something that once seemed out of reach. Before you can set a powerful goal, you need to dissect what makes one. Here's the formula we'll use, reminiscent of the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, but injected with the intensity and scale that billionaires bring. 1. Specific. Clarity is king. Vague goals lead to vague results. Write down exactly what you want, whether it's a certain amount of revenue, a particular position at work, or a fitness milestone. If you want to earn $1 million, state, I will earn $1 million by December 31st, 2025 through my online business, real estate investments, and strategic partnerships. 2. Measurable. Attach metrics. If you can't measure your progress, you'll never know whether you're on track. For instance, I will read 50 books in 2025 is more compelling than I want to read more. 3. Achievable yet stretching. Your goals should stretch you, but not be outright impossible. This is where self-awareness is key. If you currently earn $50,000 per year, a goal to earn $50 million next year might be too outlandish. But doubling or tripling your income while formulating a feasible plan might be a stretch that ignites you. 4. Relevant, aligned with your values. If your goal doesn't resonate with your core values or passions, it will fizzle. Aim for something you genuinely care about. 5. Time-bound. Attach a deadline or a time frame. Deadlines bring urgency, which in turn fuels consistent action. Zig Ziglar once quipped, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. That's why specificity and time-boundedness matter so much. One of the biggest reasons resolutions fail is that people neglect the why. They might say, I want to be fit, but they haven't asked themselves why that matters. Is it for better health, self-confidence, living longer for your family, or demonstrating discipline and self-love? When you dig into the real why behind your goal, you uncover the emotional fuel that keeps you going. Simon Sinek popularized this concept in his book, Start with Why. He argued that people and organizations who start with why they do what they do ultimately rise above the rest, because purpose ignites passion. Take the example of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She was motivated by the vision of helping women feel more comfortable and confident in their clothes. That was her why. She wasn't just doing it to become wealthy, though that did happen. Her deeper reason kept her going through hundreds of rejections. If she had been only chasing money, it might have been easier to give up after the 50th no. But her why was stronger than the fear of failure. After you list your 2025 goals, ask, why do I really want this? How will achieving this goal make me feel? How will it improve my life and the lives of those I care about? Write down these reasons in detail. They will act as your North Star when challenges inevitably arise. Billionaires often adopt a method known as reverse engineering to break down massive objectives into manageable steps. Instead of starting from the present and moving forward, you start with the final outcome and work backward. This shifts your perspective from what do I do first to if I want to stand on that mountaintop, how do I build the path from the top down? Imagine it's December 31st, 2025. You've achieved your biggest goals, financial, personal, health-related, or otherwise. What does that look like? What major milestones must happen along the way? If your goal is to earn $1 million, perhaps you need to hit $250,000 by June 2025, $500,000 by September, and so on. Break these milestones into quarterly and monthly objectives. If you need $250,000 by June, that's roughly $41,666 per month starting in January. Map out weekly and daily actions that cumulatively lead to those monthly goals. Could be launching a marketing campaign, reaching out to potential clients, hiring a mentor, etc. By reverse engineering, you always know if you're on track. If you miss your monthly target, you adjust quickly rather than waiting until November to see that you're tens of thousands of dollars behind. Setting goals is the first step. The next is building daily, weekly, and monthly rituals to ensure consistent progress. High-level achievers, whether it's Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, don't just write down goals and hope for the best. They instill habits, systems, and rhythms that support those goals. A powerful morning routine sets the tone for your entire day. Hal Elrod popularized the miracle morning, which includes silence, meditation, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and journaling. But even simpler practices, like a quick gratitude exercise and reading your top goals for 2025 every morning, can orient your mind towards success. Steve Jobs famously asked himself in the mirror each morning, "If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today?" This question gave him clarity and helped him align his day's activities with his deepest priorities. Just as the morning routine primes you for action, an evening review ensures you remain accountable. Write down or mentally note the day's achievements, failures, and lessons. Did I move closer to my monthly target today? What tasks did I complete that were in line with my 2025 goal? This nightly check-in can be done in under 10 minutes, but is profoundly effective in reinforcing discipline and self-awareness. No billionaire can pour from an empty cup. It's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter and taking care of the vessel, your body and mind. Consider the following: nutrition. Fuel your body with whole foods, lean proteins, and nutrient-dense vegetables. Exercise. Prioritize exercise as part of your daily or weekly routine. It sharpens the mind and boosts energy. Adequate sleep. A rested mind is a creative and resilient mind. Don't skimp on sleep. Arianna Huffington attributes much of her success to learning the importance of sleep. After collapsing from exhaustion, she realized that restful sleep is non-negotiable for peak performance. Billionaires often talk about deep work, a concept popularized by Cal Newport. They allocate blocks of time free from distractions, phone notifications, social media, random emails, to concentrate fully on mission-critical tasks. This intensity and focus generate disproportionate results because they work on fewer things, but do them exceptionally well. No one becomes a billionaire in a vacuum. They stand on the shoulders of giants, learn from mentors, read voraciously, and constantly refine their skills. Warren Buffett famously spends hours each day reading annual reports, newspapers, and books to inform his investment decisions. When asked about the key to success, he once held up a stack of paper and said, "Read 500 pages like this every day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest." To achieve your 2025 goals, figure out where you need to level up. Is it marketing, sales, coding, investing, public speaking, or team leadership? Identify these gaps and chart a learning plan. A mentor can save you years of trial and error. Whether it's an experienced entrepreneur in your field, a seasoned investor, or a life coach, they can shorten your learning curve dramatically. When Bill Gates was starting Microsoft, he sought counsel from Warren Buffett on many key decisions, from management to philanthropy. The exchange of wisdom was reciprocal, with Buffett learning about the tech world and Gates gaining insight into strategic investments. This cross-pollination of ideas and guidance from someone who had walked a similar path proved invaluable. If you're aiming to set goals like a billionaire, you must cultivate an investor's mindset. Billionaires think long-term. They're not swayed by daily market fluctuations or the latest fads. Instead, they consider the fundamentals, underlying value, and growth potential. Regardless of your current income, learn to manage money wisely. Create a plan where you pay yourself first. Invest a portion of your income into assets that appreciate or generate cash flow. Don't just stick to one type of investment. Billionaires diversify. Stocks and index funds for long-term capital appreciation. Real estate for passive income and potential asset growth. Business ventures. Calculated risks on startups or joint ventures often reap massive rewards. Intellectual property, patents, books, online courses, or software that can be sold again and again. A balanced yet growth-oriented approach helps protect you from downturns and positions you for windfalls during upswings. While setting your 2025 goals, have a clear target for net worth, monthly cash flow, and investment milestones. If you want to invest in real estate, how many properties or units do you want to own by 2025? Quantify it, and then break it down. Let's be real. Achieving big goals is no easy feat. You will face challenges, rejections, and some outright disasters. The difference between billionaires and the average person isn't that they avoid failure, it's how they respond to it. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And Elon Musk has joked about how SpaceX had multiple rocket failures before hitting milestones like reusable rocket landings. The key is to fail fast and pivot if necessary. If a project or approach is doomed to fail, you want to learn that lesson quickly rather than dragging it out. Then, apply your new knowledge to future endeavors. If you face 100 rejections, take it as a sign that you're playing a bigger game. People who never get rejected are probably sticking to the comfort zone. Often, the biggest breakthroughs come right after a major setback or rejection.